Hey everybody, what's up? This is the Junk Synchron here. Today is April 24th, 2012, and I tried uploading this earlier, but it didn't work out too well. And so yeah, this is the fourth installment for XYZ Symphony deck profile. It's not done yet. Like, I need a couple more cards, and then it will be complete, and I think it'd be good to take to a tournament. Oh, shoot. Oops, sorry. Almost lost the camera for a second. So yeah, once it's finished, I'll be able to take it to a tournament. Once it is finished, I'll make another video, and I'll obviously put a video, in that next video, I'll also come up with a side deck, because I still need to think about a side deck for this, especially if I'm going to be taking it to tourneys. Because right now I've been taking it to my locals, not necessarily tourneys, but I've been playing it, against people. Okay, so we'll start off with the level 4s this time, because I think we always start off with the 3s. 3 Bubble Mans. These guys are amazing when it comes to XYZ summons. They were pretty useless before, but now they're awesome. Basically, if it's the only card in your hand, you can special summon it. So if you have another level 4 out, boom, rank 4 XYZs. And if it's the only card you control when you special summon it, like both in your hand and on the field, you get to draw 2 cards. So that's nice. Next up is 3 Neos Aliases. A level 4 monster. They're really good with Bubble Man, especially in combination with the spell card Fake Hero. Fake Hero, I have 3 of them in my deck. Basically, lets you special summon an E-Hero. It can't attack or be tributed during that turn, and it'll return to your hand at the end of the turn. But that really doesn't matter, because you'll be using it for an XYZ summon, which kind of negates that. So, next up is Honest. Obviously, it's for the Neos Aliases, and Utopia, and Mellow Melody, both of which are Light-type XYZ monsters. So yeah, there you go. Honest is just a good card to have, especially since you can activate its effect when it attacks, when a Light monster attacks as well. Now, next up is the gadgets. I always say that I'd like to have at least another set, but I'm actually really glad I just have the one, because these gadgets kind of disrupt Bubble Man. And I'm actually thinking about taking them out completely, but I don't think I will, because they come in really handy sometimes, especially if you draw a gadget and then Crash Bug Road. It's really nice. So the gadgets are great. Green lets you search for red, red lets you search for yellow, and yellow lets you search for green. So that's really great. And yeah. Next up, we have the level 3 monsters. First up, 2 Marauding Captains. Basically, when he's summoned, he allows you to special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand. So that's awesome. You can special summon another level 3 and get a rank 3 right off the bat. Next up is Spell Striker. He takes no battle damage when he is during battle, like when he battles another monster. He can attack directly, and he can be special summoned by banishing a spell card from your graveyard. I'd really like to have 3 Spell Strikers, but I have 2. So, anyway. Next up is 2 Tech Genus Warwolves. This guy can be special summoned when you special summon another monster, so that's really great. Next up is 2 Elemental Hero Burstinatrix. Again, this will keep your Fake Hero combo going. Also, it's good for Crash Bug Roads and stuff, so that's just awesome. And 2 Avions, same reason. Fake Hero, Crash Bug Road. And I'd like to have 2 of these, but I only have the one. I have 2 others in my E-Hero deck, and I only have 3 altogether. So I took one out, and I took one of these out from my E-Hero deck, replaced it with a Rhoda. But I'd like to get another one so I could have 2 in... Actually, I'd like to get 2 more, so I could have 3 in my E-Hero and 2 in here. But I just have the one. This E-Emergency Call obviously allows you to search out for your Elemental Hero monsters, so that's good. Next up is Reinforcements of the Army. Why am I shaking so much? Reinforcements of the Army basically allows you to search your deck for a level 4 or lower monster. So there you go. And add it to your hand. This is Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice is awesome. Lets you search your deck for, search your graveyard, get 5 monster cards from your graveyard, shuffle them into your deck, and then draw 2 cards. So that's really good for reusing a lot of your cards like Bubble Man, Alias, stuff like that. Now this I'm going to take out for a second Hero Blast, but this has actually been working out pretty well. I actually might not take it out and put in a second one instead. Symbols of Duty is pretty cool. play a normal type monster like Alias or your Avion or Burstinatrix, tribute it, and then you can use this card to resurrect any monster from you or your opponent's graveyard. So this card is actually really cool. I like it. And if anything, you can just kind of force your opponent to get rid of it using one of their Typhoons or something, and then get rid of one of those entirely. Heavy Storm, no need to explain that. Monster Reborn, no need to explain that. 3 MSTs, those are really good in this deck. 3 Crashbug Roads, basically, if you have like a level 4 monster, level 4 or lower monster, play Crashbug Road, and boom, you get to play another monster of the same level. But your opponent, if your opponent also has a level 4 or lower monster, they get to do the same. So be careful with that. 3 fake heroes, I think I've already explained those well enough. Next up are the traps, very small. Mirror Force, Hero Blast. I'd like to have 2 of these. Hero Blast are excellent. They allow you to take a normal type E-Hero monster from your graveyard, add it back to your hand. So, obviously you could do that with Alias, Wingman, or Burstinatrix. And then basically it'll allow you to destroy a monster card on the field whose attack points is greater than or less, equal to or less than the monster you added. So that's really great. Mostly you would just use it with Alias. But I'd like to have 2 of these. I only have the 1, but I'm getting a second one very soon. And then 3 Scrap Irons. Scrap Irons are cool. I love Scrap Irons. They negate an opponent's attack, then it's set back down. And if you have more than 1 on the field, it's just really annoying. And again, it'll force your opponent to kind of use up their MSTs or something. And, yeah. Which you kind of don't want in this deck because you have very few traps. But, anyway. Next up, we have 3 Utopias, or Hope, if you watch the Japanese anime. Basically, he can negate an opponent's attack, or your own. But you can't, obviously, again, I say this every time, because it happened to me on Dueling Network one time. Honest to God, it's like I said, it's so hard to tell which is a trigger effect, what's a quick effect. I think they should really write those on the cards, because unless you really go and research every one of your cards, it's so freaking hard to tell. I had some guy, he'd used Dimensional Prison, and I went, okay, well, I had attacked with Utopia, he used Dimensional Prison. I'm like, I'll negate Utopia's attack and save it. But obviously you can't do that. I didn't know that back then, and the guy was, oh, you cheater, you fucking cheater, oh, I hate people like you, and I'm telling him, like, dude, I honestly don't know. Quick effect, trigger effect, they kind of read the same, so it's like, I honestly don't know. So called an admin, the admin told me I couldn't do it. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, you can't use it to block, like, Mirror Force or Dimensional Prison, but, he's still an awesome card. He's still an amazing card, so, don't let that discourage you. Next up, we have 3 Muzu Rhythms. I always say this, not a lot of people like to use Muzu Rhythm, because his special ability, when he attacks, he can detach an overlay unit, and his attack points are doubled. And that's only when he attacks a monster. So he goes from 1,500 to 3,000. That's really cool. But it's only when he attacks, and it's only when he attacks a monster. That's why a lot of people don't like Muzu Rhythm or don't use him, but I still think he's really good. He can get rid of, like, Rare Metal, Red Eye's Darkness Metal, a lot of annoying cards. You could suicide it with 3,000 beater monsters. So he's actually really cool. I don't understand why a lot of people don't like him, but I love him. He's awesome. Next is 10 Tempo. One of the better Symphony cards, one of the better Djinns. He can detach an overlay unit, and then you can detach an overlay unit from an opponent's monster. And then all Djinn monsters on your side of the field gain 500 attack points for that overlay unit detached from the opponent's monster. And it's permanent, so that's really cool. So if you use it twice, 10 Tempo would have 2,700, maybe your Muzu Rhythm would have 2,500, and then double that, that's 5,000. That's why I think Muzu Rhythm's pretty cool. Next up is Mellow Melody. Really awesome. I love Mellow Melody. Mellow Melody is a double attacker. You can detach an overlay unit, and it can have a Djinn monster attack a second time during a turn. I love this in combination with Honest. I will attack with Mellow Melody, use Honest when I attack, and boom, add 3,000 something attack points, or whatever, however many attack points, and then attack again. So, Mellow Melody's really good. Quite possibly, and not quite possibly, it is the best Djinn monster in the entire set. I love Maestroke Symphony Djinn. I was on Dueling Network the other day. I had somebody play a Dark Hole, and I had Mellow Melody, and I think I had Loser Rhythm. I had these 3 Djinn monsters out in the field. Oh, and I had another Maestroke, that's right. I had these guys on the field, and I had opponent play Dark Hole. Now, the way Maestroke works, let me get to its first effect. Basically, you can detach an overlay unit from Maestroke, and you can flip an opponent's monster face down defense position. So that's cool. Its second effect, this is amazing. It can detach an overlay unit. If a Djinn monster would be destroyed either by battle or card effect, yeah. If it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach an overlay unit from that Djinn monster, and it wouldn't be destroyed. So I had an opponent play Dark Hole, and I basically had an overlay unit on each one of these guys. Every one. All 4 of them. I still had 1 overlay unit on all 4 of them. And my opponent played Dark Hole. I detached an overlay unit from each of my Djinn monsters using Maestroke's effect, saved all my monsters. He lost all of his. And then the next turn, I was able to win. So, Maestroke, damn. He, best, I can honestly say that he's the best Djinn in this deck. So, you should run 3. If you're going to run 3 Djinns, run 3 Maestrokes. On another note, it hasn't been there. I don't think there's any new Djinn monsters coming out anytime soon. But basically, I think because, you know, they all use little instruments and stuff, they need to have like a piano one, a xylophone one. So yeah, if you think they should have more Djinn monsters and like a whole band of Djinn monsters, go ahead, put that in the comment box as to what kind of Djinn monsters you'd like to see and maybe what kind of effects they would have. Other than that, this is the Junk Synchron Hero, signing out. Peace, rate, comment, subscribe. If you are feeling extra generous, please favorite this video, and please hit the like button. That really helps out a lot. I hope you guys like it. I try and do my best. I don't have the best cards in the game because I don't have a lot of money to spend, and people are dicks when it comes to trading sometimes. So, but I try and do my best. So anyway, Junk Synchron Hero signing off. Peace. I will talk to you guys, I'll talk to you guys later. When I have the complete awesome version of this deck, and then I can start taking it to tourneys and stuff. In my next video, I'll go ahead and give out my Skype name and my Dueling Network name. That way, if anybody wants to duel me on Dueling Network or Skype, I don't like dueling on Dueling Network a lot unless it's against friends. Mostly because a lot of people on Dueling Networks are dicks. But other than that, like I said, signing off. Peace. Rate, comment, subscribe, etc., 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 etc. Hit that like button. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.